2v2 Valderus Refinery blue team. Couple of war bosses, this should be fun. First up is deltakyklos, and alongside is Blasta. These guys are melee commanders, very angry, walk through cover, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Red team, Phoenix plays a force commander, fights in melee combat, very good offense, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. And rounding out the teams is GiDDoLo's Warlock, melee commander with awesome disruption and mobility, can also tank damage with the right war gear. Is going to take this central contested VP. Natural for blue team on the east, natural for red team on the west. Double shooters up for the Orks, no surprises there. Phoenix with tactical marines and howling banshees on the field for GiDDoLo. Delta capping contested tower. Warlock takes the central VP, and here comes Blasta leading the charge on the east side. Dire Avengers are not going to be able to do a whole lot here, because here come double shooters and he just retreats them out. Perhaps could have just run back there. I heard the Destructor didn't do a whole lot, and the Warlock will now engage these sluggers. Well, here comes Delta with shooters as well, and that's a bad engagement for the Warlock. Misses that special attack. Howling Banshee's coming in though. Going to go after those shooters, I imagine, and here comes Phoenix from the flank with tactical marines, and he can buff all of this stuff with his battle cry now. Sluggers of Delta moving in. There is the battle cry. Banshee's not engaging though. This is a mistake, I think. He's afraid of the Warboss's stomp, but he should engage and try and bait it, I think. Scouts there backing away. Needs to be careful here, Phoenix. If those tactical marines get caught by slugger special attacks, they could lose a model. And howling banshees retreat out. Force commander just backs away. Don't think he could defend this power harass though. Both players bashing it for the Orks. GiDDoLo with a very conservative start, not engaging his Dire Avengers or his Banshees there. Maybe some challenging runes usage. That we're probably going to see a lot of big shooters to try and control those melee commanders. In fact, we do see double big shooters on Blaster's shooter boys already. Rangers up for GiDDoLo. Sniper infantry, very good burst damage from range, and they begin with kinetic pulse, which is an awesome long range disruption ability. Can set up grenades and Banshee runs. Phoenix with devastators on the field. That heavy bolter will suppress infantry within the firing arc. They do require a setup time. Oh, deltakyklos with spiky armor and angry bits, a combo that is generally seen as overpowered in Beta 9 because of this. When he charges in, the health regen from both pieces of war gear stacks up to incredible rates, and he can tank insane amounts of damage. Sluggers trying to exploit that gap, but they in turn are suppressed. And well played from Phoenix, forces off the Orks. Are we going to see double angry bits and spiky armor? Probably we are. So it's going to be tough for red team to deal with that, especially early on. Tactical Marines losing a model there to that shooter boy fire. This Warboss still a huge pain in the arse. We have double rangers for GiDDoLo, which is a bit of a strange choice, I think. Those Banshees are not going to like this spiky armor at all. All of the models will take that 6 piercing damage every time they hit, and it can get incredibly painful. There's the charge from Angry Bits, and look at the health regen. There's Odd Boys as well, which makes it even worse. Howling Banshees losing health like crazy because of that spiky armor damage on hit. Eventually force off the Warboss, but sluggers come in. Can they finish off the Banshees? A very nice close range kinetic pulse. The Banshees very strangely retreating there, but they do get away. And the Merciless Switchblade is up for the Warlock. Awesome tier 1 melee weapon, and a sync kill there as well. Drains energy on hit, good damage, and a disruptive ranged attack. GiDDoLo not happy with that spiky armor usage. Storm Boys on the field for Delta. He's going to try and use these guys to initiate engagements, because he's not going to be able to get through double shotgun scouts and devastators without them. These guys have power weapons, and look at them just absolutely decimating these devastators. Of course, one is there with his battle cry though, and shotgun scouts helping out, and that's well played by Phoenix. Did not panic and retreat those devastators before the Storm Boys were dealt with in terms of disruption. Warlock with the Champion's Robe, so the Devastators do get away. I think they lost 2 models. No, they only lost 1 model as well. Saw the power of the Storm Boys. I think Delta was a bit slow to support them there, to pile in. Warboss with the bang bang hammer for Delta. I thought there was a chance we were going to see the enhanced custom shooter to try and control the enemy commanders. Bang bang hammer, 75 DPS melee damage with that buff, that area of effect buff on hit, which can be incredibly powerful. And look at the damage it's doing to that Warlock. 365, 455. In the background there, Rangers forced off by Blasta's Warboss, and down goes the Warlock. That is a big misplay from GiDDoLo, just to stand and fight the Warboss and go down there. We don't have a weapon upgrade yet for Blasta. Warboss begins with a pretty good melee weapon, though that big chain axe does just over 40 DPS melee. 353, 455. Force Commander with no war gear. We might see the Thunderhammer in tier 2 with those Storm Boys around. Tactical Marines with a Flamer. This thing will burn down generators fast and also burn down clumps of shooters and stuff. It would have to travel all the way over here though to Bastions. Look at this, Blasta already getting a Death Dread on the field in tier 2. 353, 438, a 2-to-1 cap for the Orky team. Warboss tanking as much as he can, but not tanking enough, goes down there. Storm Boys are now going to get absolutely owned jumping in. Wow, Phoenix decimated them pretty quickly with those shotgun scouts at close range, and those other squad get away as well. Force Commander dealing with a shooter model with a sync kill. Sluggers sneaking in, not sure where they were earlier there. These guys have burners. That's big losses for Delta. Lost his commander and lost his Storm Boys. Sluggers for Blasta already have a Nobleader there, but no sign of their burners. Forcing off Rangers. Tier 2 for GiDDoLo. Death Dread already on the field, but it's not moving. Walker vehicle for Orks, nice and cheap. Only 650 hit points though. You can upgrade it with burners and bits, which makes it tougher at 1050. Very good at dealing with clumps of infantry. Not all that great versus enemy vehicles though, especially enemy walkers. Sluggers getting away. They had user choppers on them, and a power harass from Blasta's units, and deltakyklos very bravely replaces his Storm Boys, and he will tech up late now. 348, 403. Sluggers bashing gens. Here come those double shotgun scouts, really piling on the damage to those shooter boys who do retreat out. Sluggers taking down that gen, and these guys now have their burners, so they're up to just over 1200 hit points, which is pretty damn good. That Nobleader also gives them Swamp 'em. Can these Storm Boys live this time? Blasta, no sign of him coming over to try and revive. He does have a Power Claw though, 95 DPS heavy melee, and Delta does go tier 2. Dreadnought on the way for Phoenix. These Rangers for GiDDoLo, looks like they've done well, going by their XP, out shooting up Sluggers there. Burners and bits are up on Death Dread. Replaces the shooters with those twin burners on the front there. Very good at taking down generators actually, and gets in amongst these Devastators. Takes down a model pretty quickly. I think it's around 60 or 70 heavy melee DPS. Has that big splash though, and a very powerful special attack this thing. Thunderhammer is up for the Force Commander. 313, 403. Blasta's capping his VP back, so he can't revive the Warboss. The Warlock also down. And more power harass from the Orks. We've not seen any of that from the red team so far that I can remember. Here's a Dreadnought though. Walker for Space Marine starts in melee with 2 close combat weapons and a wrist mounted flamer. This thing also inspires nearby allies whenever it makes a melee kill. You can upgrade it with ranged weapons. Has the Emperor's Fist as well, going straight after that Death Dread. As you can see, Death Dread backing the hell away from that thing. has way more health at 1200 out the gate, and does 100 heavy melee DPS as well. Banshee's moving in. Haven't seen a lot from these guys. Supported by a Falcon, but are they close enough to be reinforced? They are, I think. But they're getting the Exarch, just about get the Exarch in time. A misplay there from GiDDoLo. Should have been reinforcing him instead of purchasing the Exarch, but he does get away with it just about. Only the Exarch lives. Banshee struggling to have an impact so far. Warboss buffing himself with Angry Bits, with Ard Boys and User Choppers, but is forced off. Dreadnought taking a lot of damage, but the poor Death Dread went down. Is the Warlock going to be revived? Phoenix ignoring him so far. Weird Boy is up for Blasta, who lost his sluggers. Tank Busters on the way. This Falcon supporting all of Red's infantry. These guys allow you to reinforce around them and can transport infantry inside. Pretty decent amount of firepower as well for a transport vehicle, but they are pretty expensive compared to the others. Ouch, Blaster losing his other shooter squad as well. He's getting double tank busters, which is going to help. A double barrage might take down this thing. Stormboy is jumping in with their Nob Leader, who has a heavy melee knife, and they're chasing down this Falcon. But there's a lot of stuff there to counter-initiate, not to mention the Dreadnought by itself with Emperor's Fist would be a huge amount of trouble for these Stormboys. That was a shot from the Weird Boy doing damage to that Falcon. Rangers setting up and taking shots. 294, 323. Red team looking pretty strong here. A couple of bad engages for blue team. The vehicles, I think, hitting the field at just the right time. Can the tank busters help take down this Falcon? Warboss charging in from deltakyklos. There's that big health regen again. Over there from the Weird Boy, throwing the Warboss of Blasta into the action, and there's Ard Boys on deltakyklos' Warboss, but the Force Commander faces them down with that Thunderhammer. There is the Warp Vomit. Big area of effect stun for 8 seconds. Incredibly powerful stun there. 270, 323. Sluggers forced off. There's that tank buster barrage. A bit further up would have done a hell of a lot of damage to that Falcon. All picking off in the mid. Howling Banshees again struggling to make an impact, I think. Halfway to level 2 with the aspect of strength. Falcon lives. Dire Avengers supported by it, and in turn support it with repairs. Devastators will come into play if these Orks push up, but they can flank it quite easily, as you can see. Here's the Warlock with his passive leap into combat, knocking down a tank buster, and goes after them now. Fully kitted out, has the Heart of Darkness. 245, 323. Does the Force Commander have anything else? No. He's almost level 4 though. Look at the damage from those shooters on those Dire Avengers. Warlock doing his one-man army act, but it's gonna stop right now because there's the Warboss with the Power Claw, and he needs to run away from that. Knocked down though by his own Weird Boy, which happens often. Big Brains giving him that over there that you saw earlier. Falcon in trouble here, goes down. Tank busters coming in with a few volleys and dealing with it. GiDDoLo leaving it out there to be hit. Missile launcher for his tactical marines, most likely purchased for that Death Dread and help take it down, but it is down. And now that missile launcher is not doing a whole lot, since it can't hit infantry, or can't hit it very well. Dreadnought going after the Warboss, as is the Force Commander. Maybe the Force Commander should get his teleport here so we can teleport in amongst all this range stuff, especially that Weird Boy. Down goes the Warboss though. And there you see that inspiration on kill from the Dreadnought, buffing all of this stuff with his yellow circles, including the Force Commander. 207, 323. Warlock leaping in to these tank busters again, trying to get a model. Sluggers have taken the central victory point. It's a 2-to-1 cap for the blue team, and he uses his Warp Vomit just on the Warlock there, the Weird Boy. Does allow him to get away, but here comes the Dreadnought and a bunch of other Space Marine stuff, and double Rangers as well. A big engagement mid again. deltakyklos, his Warboss staying at range so far, disrupted by shotguns and stuff. 207, 307, now he wades into combat. Force Commander disrupting half the map with this Thunderhammer, and he does have the teleporter now, but it's forced off. Since he doesn't have a armor upgrade, he's relying on his levels to make him a bit more durable. Hounding Banshees, can they wipe those shooters? They can wipe the shooters. Finally they do something. Need to run away though, Mr. GiDDoLo. 207, 291, he's going to lose his Banshees here. That was crazy. Why did he do that? Now just with double rangers and Dire Avengers, his Warlock down again. 207, 284, Nob Squad on the field of Blasta, and one on the way for Delta. Good luck, Red Team. They do have a Thunderhammer Force Commander and a melee Dreadnought. But is that going to be enough against double Nobs? There's the Frenzy from the Nob Squad, making them immune to suppression and damage for a short duration. And now we see an Assault Cannon Dreadnought on the field. Huge amounts of single target piercing DPS, and a awesome disruptive and very highly damaging barrage as well. Tank Busters bashing. Gonna come and bash these Eldar generators over here. Scouts repairing. Assault Terminators on the field for Phoenix. Are we gonna see Lightning Claws for these guys to go toe to toe with the Nobs? 207, 256. Warlock is still down in the mid. Still stuff bleeding here. Tank Busters making very short work of these generators, doubled up, and no sign of a defense from Phoenix. Not ready to engage those Nobs, I suppose. Here's Blasta. deltakyklos also coming mid. Still has those Storm Boys. Have fully upgraded with improved rocket packs and that Nob leader. 207, 229. D cannon on the field for GiDDoLo. Incredibly long range and powerful artillery unit with the awesome singularity ability, which we might see decimate a bunch of Orks soon. Assault Terminators still without their Lightning Claws, which they should get, I think. Does he have the power to get them? He doesn't have the power to get them. 70 power to get those Lightning Claws up. 207, 217. And now Lightning Claws purchased as soon as he has the power there. Taking a lot of damage though. There's a ton of stuff shooting up these Orks, and that Thunderhammer doing great work against this huge Orky blob. Here's the second Nob Squad from deltakyklos, and that is an Eldritch Storm. Good grief. Wow, incredibly well placed by GiDDoLo. Does some friendly fire to the Terminators, but doesn't take a model, and completely wiped out something there. I think it was shooters, might have been sluggers. Nob Squad, are they going to get away? Caught in retreat by the Force Commander. One more hit can do it if he can catch them. Wow, D cannon getting a retreat hit as well. And there's the teleporter, which will finish off these guys. And there's a sync kill from the Force Commander on the Nob leader there, taking him down. 198, 217. A terrible engager for blue team. Why did they push this far? They didn't seem to be going after anything in specific. I mean, if they were pushing against a Dreadnought, I might understand why they would push that far up, but they just seem to want a fight. Very, very orky tactics from blue team. 174, 217. Warboss forced off. Delta lost so much there. You could get a battle wagon soonish. Looted tank on the way for Blasta, who's preserved his squads a lot better. The Warlock does need a revive. And a fire prism up from GiDDoLo. You see that dispersed shot there disrupting those shooters. Do I hear a rocks or something? I thought I heard a rocks there. Maybe I'm imagining it, but yeah, I don't think it was. 161, 208. Hard boys on those Storm Boys. This Dreadnought, such good value. Level 3 now, done really well. GiDDoLo's D cannon moving up. Haven't seen a singularity yet. Warlock is on his feet and instantly retreats out. Force Commander level 6, almost level 7, still without a piece of armor war gear. Warboss, what is he doing? Just trying to force off the D cannon, I think, is going to take so much damage doing it though. 141208 double cap for the red team. They should be able to see this out now, you would think. Phoenix did lose a lot. Lost his tactical marines along the way. Does have his Terminator assault squad though, with those lightning claws, the dreadnought, which is into level 3, and those devastators covering his natural VP at the moment. 119208 Nob squad on the way for deltakyklos. He's replacing them, which is a huge mistake. There's lightning claw terminators and a thunderhammer force commander. Why is he getting more knobs? Some flash gits or a looted tank would be better, I think. War truck on the field for Blasta, who has a pretty sizable armor here. Double tank busters, looted tank knobs, all supported by a war truck and a pretty mean Warboss as well, who now has heavy armor. So he's up, coming towards 1900 hit points. 97-208 red team. It's their game to lose. Seer Council on the way for GiDDoLo, and a Predator tank alongside these Terminators and this Force Commander. The Seer Council will do very well against a Nob squad. 88-208. D cannon is forced off. This war truck is flanking with stuff inside. Warlock has spotted it. Terminator is not moving so far, but it's all kicking off in the mid. The Fire Prism getting a disruptive shot off. The Rangers both retreat. They need to shut down that assault cannon, and the Nob squad is going straight after that dreadnought. Warboss charging in. Tank busters, very nicely done by Blasta, taking down the Fire Prism. Looted tank getting the shots off. That was awesome play from Blasta, flanking all the way around to get that Fire Prism. War truck has the reinforced plating upgrade. Down goes the dreadnought, surely. Yes, tank busters dealing with it. Awesome play from Blasta with this war truck and these tank busters. Doing the business in tier 3 big time. 64-208. He's going after this Predator tank now. He might take it down. One more volley. Very nearly does. Looted tank is chasing, and down goes the Predator tank. Superb play from Blasta, completely wrecking the red team, taking down 3 vehicles in about a minute. Lightning Claw assault terminators up against a Nob squad, and a Power Claw Warboss are forced to teleport out. They do lose a model as well. Those guys cannot retreat, remember. Rangers with their kinetic pulse. Seer Council, sorry, the Warlock trying to disrupt stuff. Where is the Seer Council? They are fighting the shooter boys in range combat for some reason. 57-201. Everything forced off there. Warlock is now retreating. Orks, wow, powering through. I said it was the red teams to lose, and Blasta had other ideas, doing superb play with these tank busters and that war truck. What is this? It's more assault terminators for Phoenix. With their Thunderhammers and Storm Shields, they are incredibly tough. 5,400 hit points with those heavy melee weapons. Really good play by Blasta in the late game. Has turned this completely around. Seer Council getting shot to bits by shooter boys and suppressed, and Nob squad chasing them. Looted tank is very low on health, needs some repairs. Do they have any repair units? They actually don't. Blasta is getting some sluggers to do so. Double Rangers still alive. Will help disrupt the Nob squad. Assault Terminator is trying to cap mid, but there's a lot of stuff here to damage them. Stormboys jumping in, and they do get that stun with the Nob leader, and Terminators do not like being stunned. They can't do anything, can't teleport out, can't retreat of course, and are just stuck there to take tons of damage. Force Commander goes down. The Assault Terminators surely are going to try and cap and then teleport out, but they need to teleport out before they can finish the cap. Look at the damage they took. Didn't lose a model though. 20-201. Now, unless the blue team do something silly, they should have this game. They should be able to cap mid, hold their natural, hold mid, maybe send some stuff to harass this side, which is what Blasta's doing. In fact, he's going to decap it. Lots of power harass from the Ork team, very little from the blue team. They did take down a couple of generators here. 20, 196, 2-to-1 cap for the Orks. Lightning Claw Terminators forcing off the tank busters. What the war truck does safely get them away. Level 5 Warboss and level 5 Warboss. Force commanders getting close to level 8 before he went down. The Warlock is also down right near his base. What did that? 20, 181. Lightning Claw Terminators. Look how long these guys are going to take to heal up at base. These Assault Terminators doesn't have that time. 20, 172 Sluggers completing the repairs on this looted tank, which is now level 2, has done really well. Helped chase down that Predator tank. Dreadnought now on the way for Phoenix. Some more anti-melee perhaps. Really needs his force commander on the field though. He was doing a lot of work with that Thunderhammer and that teleporter. Another D cannon for GiDDoLo. Wow, almost finishing off the looted tank with a volley from each. Very, very unlucky not to take it down there. 37 hit points and now it needs repairs. They're not repairing, no. Infiltrated commandos. Blasta has a huge army here. 20, 145. That war truck is still there, allowing all of this stuff to reinforce if it loses models. And blue team just waiting to see what red team can do here. We do have double D cannons, so we could see double singularities, which could be incredibly devastating. Devastators attacking these commandos who are trying to get close to throw their bomb, I think. Ah, down goes the knob leader though. There is the burner bomb. Will do damage over time to those devastators. And sneaky rangers are decapping mid. There's over there throwing in the Orks. That was deltakyklos' weird boy. The weird boy of Blasta is still around. That's a singularity, I assume. 20, 105 it is. Pulling some Marines in there, but doing a lot of damage to these sluggers, to these Storm Boys I should say, and down goes the Storm Boy squad. Weird boy getting shots in. 15, 104. Knob squad going after the D cannon, are they? What are they up to? Don't seem to be attacking anything. That was weird. Dreadnought gets an Emperor's Fist, knocking back and stunning those knobs. And now they're in trouble because that is Lightning Claw Terminators. There's Frenzy. Not going to save them for long though, but they do use it to move away and then retreat, and he gets his knob squad out safely. Looted tank needs to back away. There's the Warp Vomit into a Rocks. That is such a painful combo for Terminators. They cannot do anything to get out of that stun. And another Rocks and another stun from another Warp Vomit in Weird Boy. Ouch, what an ending. 8, 92. Dreadnought chasing that looted tank, which is blocked by its own war truck, but tank busters get out and finish off the Dreadnought. Some really nice play in this game by Blasta. Assault Terminators surviving the rocks, but losing health like crazy and taking tons of damage from all of this orky stuff, and they are done for here. 8, 65. Decapped. The other Terminator squad did actually get away. Down to one model though. The big shooter on the war truck does pitiful damage, so it's not going to really threaten that Terminator. Tank Buster Barrage to disrupt the Devastators, nicely done. 8, 58. See, Council still around for GiDDoLo, back at base though. And the Orks are capping mid. That was a very good push by red team. Got some smart play from Blasta, taking out that Dreadnought. And that double Warp Vomit Rocks play from both of the Ork players was pretty damn good. Singularity on the VP, almost wiping the shooters, but they are level 4, so do get away. And now the Warboss is going to try and cap. 8, 58, still with a 1-to-1. D cannon getting shots. Is that another singularity? It's an Eldritch. Just knocking the Warboss off the cap. That is a desperation move from GiDDoLo. Does knock him off twice, but I don't think it's going to stop the cap altogether. Rangers now leveling to 4. Look how much power GiDDoLo is floating. He might be trying to stall for an avatar here, which I don't think he's going to have that much time. Warboss still unable to cap the VP. Now it's the Weird Boy trying to cap. Level 7 Warboss. He has the trophy rack now and heavy armor. Level 6 Warboss for Blasta. Level 8 Force Commander for Phoenix. And that level 3 Warlock is down again. He's gone down at least 3 times, I think. Orks will take mid for a 2-1. Can they hold on to 8 VPs? GiDDoLo's in a hurry to go, as he often is. Predator tank on the way for Phoenix. Pain Boy, a late game Pain Boy for Delta to support the Warboss and the Nob Squad. Nob Squad at level 2. Commandos for Blasta, being sneaky and decapping to guard this VP. Look at this tank buster play from Blasta. Really good tank buster play with this war truck. At level 3 war truck now. Taking out generators late game. 8:35. Rangers coming to try and decap mid under infiltration probably, but again shot to bits. He didn't infiltrate them. There's over there, but it wasn't really needed. Decannon getting shots, kicking off on the west side. Force Commander desperately trying to defend this victory point. 8:23, still a 2-1 for the Orks. He's doing insane amounts of damage to those sluggers who are reinforcing off the war truck. Here's a Predator tank rear arm hit, takes the war truck down, but those tank busters, look at the damage they are doing to that Predator tank, and down it goes in seconds. Level 4 tank busters, wow. Plasma cannon up late game for Phoenix. GiDDoLo's lost pretty much everything, just has a D cannon now. 1-1 cap. But surely it's over now. GiDDoLo losing everything there in that push. And that Predator tank going down in mere seconds. 8-13. Needed to replace his tactical marines, I think. Maybe get some Stone Guard veterans on the field. Terminator's trying to cap mid. There's over there throwing the double Nob Squads into the fight, and there's user choppers on this Nob Squad. The Terminators are going to get wrecked, and there is Warp Vomit. Ouch. Terminator's absolutely decimated by the Orks. 8-3. It's a 1-1. They did decap mid. Close in VPs, but blue team dominant late game. Thanks to some great tank buster play from Blasta. Took out so much stuff with those guys. Red team take it? What? I cannot believe that. Red team took the game with a single cap at the end. West was red. Blue team somehow lost their natural there. Because of this sneaky Ranger squad, I think. Is that a Ranger? No, it's not a Ranger squad. Rangers are dead. What the heck decapped it? Must have been the Warlock. Yes, there he is. The Warlock decapping. Unbelievable finish. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe red team won that. Blue team absolutely kicking themselves. Such awesome play from Blasta. Delta floating tons of resources late game. Why did he not buy anything else? Could have got a battle wagon up. Wow. Red team won it. Unbelievable. I cannot believe it. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.